What's up, magic makers and party people? Destiny here on this magical Monday. I know I'm a little bit early, but hey, why not? This one wants to come out. First things first, I want to check in with my magic makers. How are you all doing? How are y'all feeling? You okay? Just quick check in. Comment below and let me know how you're doing, or send me a like saying, I'm good, okay? Now, the topic that I wanted to talk about today is all about money. Last week I was diving into money. This week I'm going to do more. My logic and my reasoning behind that is because I posted, I think it was like last week, Thursday or Friday, about how I want to change some systems. And one of the systems that I'm looking at that I'm like, could use some support and some help is the system with money and how it's distributed, how it can be used, how it could be used better, what can we do with it? All of those questions were like just kind of rushing into my head. And I'm like, let's do something, right? So one of the things that I want to do is support people in getting the hell out of debt. Like, oh my God. It's like somebody's got their thumb and they're like pushing down on us, and I don't like it. And I can only imagine that if I don't like it, other people don't like it as well. So, what I wanted to talk about today is the meaning of money. So, if I were to ask you, what does money mean to you? I would love to know that answer, by the way. What does money mean to you? Comment that below. That would be amazing. Do you think money is good? Money is bad? Money is the root of all evil? The love of money is the root of all evil? Is money black, white, gray, red, purple? What does money mean to you? Okay, I want you to think about that. Okay, now my next question for you. Does money actually have a meaning? I'm going to suggest no, it doesn't. We put that meaning on money. More importantly, our family put that meaning on money. So, whatever your parents thought about money, they gave that gift to you. Whatever your grandparents thought about money, they gave that gift to your parents. Or whoever you grew up with, they taught you their meaning of money. And without knowing any better, you were just like, okay, that sounds good. So growing up, I always thought money was a pain in the ass. It looked like so much work. It looked like a bunch of papers and bills all over the table. It looked like having to call these people to like make sure that this one thing was correct and this one thing was, and I was like, yeah, that was just awful, awful. So I made money mean that it was a pain in the butt to me. Okay, so I have a really amazing friend. Couple years ago, he asked me a really powerful question that I want to now ask you. If money were your friend, would it want to come and hang out with you? So let's imagine that. Like, let's embody money, okay? And it comes and it knocks on your door. Would you just let it in and be like, hey, friend, come on in, make yourself comfortable, sit down? Or would you be like, what do you want? What are you doing here? Why are you knocking on my door at this time of the day? What's going on? Okay? And which one of those would you want to walk into if it were you? For a really long time, I was the latter. When money would come my way, I would be suspicious as to why. I would be suspicious as to what the person wanted from me. Okay? And so this is something that's very, very important to identify for yourself. Because if you are putting a meaning onto money, or you are already setting an expectation for money before it even comes to the door, you already know how you're going to respond and you're going to answer. Why would money come your way? Okay? Why would it even bother? It'd be like, oh, no, I'd rather go where I feel welcome. I'd rather go where someone could really utilize me and support me and move me forward, right? So you got to like take a look at, what do you really think about money, and is it true? And not like, does it feel true for you, but is it true? And here's how you can do that. You can go ahead and take a look to see if it's happening with other people. And if you're like, yes, keep looking outside of your circle. Because again, like, I was looking at what was happening in my circle, and of course, it's going to be very similar to what I was experiencing because, like, you know, we attracted each other. But when I was looking wider and outside of myself, and outside of my circle, no, it wasn't happening. And so I knew for me, I'm like, oh, there's got to be a shift. So the first shift came with me understanding that the meaning of money that I had was that it was like an irritating younger brother who was like constantly nagging and wanting to do things that I didn't want to do. And that's not very welcoming, right? So that was the first kind of shift there. And so the meaning had to shift in my brain to do that. But how do you get there, right? Like that's like kind of a really big chunk. And getting to that point was not one not easy, and there was a lot of like, hey, look at this, look at this, look at this. But I found out that there was an easier way. There was a way to make a really big jump without having to take all the little steps in the middle, and that was giving money a different meaning. And I know that sounds like, well, Destiny, isn't that what we're doing by asking the questions? Sort of, but here's what I'm talking about. For me, money was always about putting food on the table, being able to pay the bills, even cutting out some bills that, I'm like, do we really need that? And asking myself those kinds of questions. But what I came to realize is money wanted to do more. Money wanted to be utilized for something bigger. And so once I had that shift, oh my gosh, it was amazing. And so for me, I, through the beautiful, beautiful help of a lovely young lady on Instagram named Lauren Elizabeth, I don't know if she has Facebook, but I'll tag her. Um, she was like, money can break down the systems. Money can change things, right? Like, if you look at Mackenzie Bezos, she's using all of her money and giving it away and changing things and really making a way to break through stuff. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. So not all rich people are a-holes, right? She's not. She's doing really amazing stuff with her money. And I was like, oh, she's doing really amazing stuff with her money. So what are the things that I would want to do by me having more money and then supporting other people and having more money so that they could go do the same things, and we have like this group, this army of people just like going out and really doing amazing things. And like now I've got goosebumps because that that is the flow, right? Like we can be taken care of and take care of other people as well. And I'm not asking for a mansion and like a freaking jet. I'm asking to just like be taken care of with, the bare necessities and a little bit extra on the top, and like have all the things paid, right? And to go out and do something. But I needed to shift the meaning of money for me, and the way that I did that was I got a bigger picture that was further out than myself, right? So I knew I wanted all of my things to be taken care of, my bills, my whatever stuff that I have to take care of, but I needed to get past that. I needed to like look further, okay? Now for some people, they don't have that opportunity to look further, right? They're not quite there yet, and that's okay. How can we help them get there? How can we help them with that? We could support with money, right? And I'm not saying just go and give out thousands of dollars unless that's what you want to do. But like, what if you were to sit and show somebody how to, or like introduce them to something that could show them how to really utilize it and like further themselves. Now that seems really, really big, right? But like, if you think about it, one person doing like another person every year, like just helping one other person every year, then they go and help another, and then they go, and like pretty soon you've got a whole bunch of us like doing the same thing. That's pretty freaking cool, right? So take a look at what money currently means to you and what you want it to mean. That's bigger, that's further out, that like can impact the global community, the world. And what can get shifted from that? What would you want to see changed? And what just like either pisses you off or lights a big old fire under your butt to like go and do it? That's your new meaning of money. That's the thing to hold on to so that you can go and do that, because it's possible. It's definitely possible. So I would love to hear from you. What is your meaning of money, and what's your new meaning of money? Let's like dive into that. All right? Okay, so until next week, peace.